Hey everyone, Carly Simons back here again for video 4 of the Secret Sauce of Facebook Ads series. Today we are going to talk about ad placement and how the supermarket or grocery store can kind of help you decide where you want to place your ads within Facebook. So whether or not you know or you're aware while you're shopping, there is a complete science behind how each product got to its final destination right in front of you on the shelf. When you're shopping, running through the aisles, you're actually looking at something called a planogram. And a planogram is something that somebody probably spent hours and hours and hours on, but it's basically just a diagram that indicates the placement of each product on the shelf in order to maximize that product's sales. They use a phrase, when thinking about this planogram diagram as well, and that is eye level is buy level. And what that means, as it says, is, as people are shopping, they're far more likely to pick up and purchase an item that is eye level with where they are, rather than above or below a shelf. How does that relate to Facebook ads? Well, just like people, kind of enticed you to buy that $15 jar of almond butter or something, you can also better, entice your audience or better get your message across depending on where you send your message to. So what options do you have? First of all, the most overarching option that you have is going to be the platform that you post on. Facebook gives you the option to post, to Facebook, to Instagram, to the audience network, or to sponsored inbox messages. Because Facebook and Instagram are completely different interfaces and you use them quite differently, I typically don't suggest cross-posting between the two, even though it seems like a super easy, one and done. Typically, you won't see your ads perform as well between the two because Facebook ads, tend to be tweaked a few different ways than Instagrams in terms of seeing equally great performance. I typically work with lead generation, and brand boosting and things like that. So I really don't run ads too much to the audience network or to inbox messages, though it's something I'm always trying to learn a bit more about because Facebook's always changing up things and you always have to stay ahead of the game in terms of advertisements. So we're posting in Facebook. What are our options within Facebook itself? So the first and the most common is going to be the newsfeed post. You see these all the time, whether you realize it or not, scrolling through your newsfeed. Anytime you see something that may just look like a regular post, but it has the word sponsored right underneath the page name, that's how you know that it's a paid advertisement in some way, whether it be a boosted post, or somebody who specifically targeted you, by that little sponsored tag that somebody's paid or put a little bit of money behind that post right there. You can do the newsfeed articles, to mobile or desktop as well. Second one is the right column ads. That's basically just kind of a compressed version of your ad, and that's going to be on the right-hand side of the newsfeed. So while you're scrolling through your newsfeed on your desktop, that's always just going to kind of be over on the right-hand side there. Third one is instant articles. This is a mobile only option, one that I haven't utilized too much, honestly, but this is a tool really for publishers to distribute their content fast and in an interactive way. The next one is in-stream videos. This is kind of like when you are watching the video and a commercial pops up in the middle of it, or an advertisement. So, you're watching that video, you're a couple minutes in, the video pauses, you see an advertisement, the video continues. The last one we have is suggested videos. This is when you've been watching cat videos or, dog videos for like 3 hours and you're scrolling through, but the next suggested video, you just keep watching it. So for the suggested videos, that's just the next video that starts to play in that player of automatic videos that comes up. Your last option really is the mobile or the desktop. Some of these options, like I mentioned, instant articles are mobile only. Some you can only run to mobile or desktop, but like we discussed a little bit in the last video, it is so important for you to send your devices to mobile as well, because 56.5% of people who get on Facebook only access Facebook from their phones. That is a massive chunk of your audience that you wouldn't be cashing in on if you ignored the mobile sector completely. So at the end of the day, what is your eye level? Now, don't shoot the messenger here with this one, but it's going to be a lot of testing and finding out. For traditional lead generation, mobile and desktop news feed works the best. New things, like I mentioned, like suggested videos and messenger ads, I like to take the time to see what works and see if it's effective for my business and what I'm putting into practice. And then, you kind of test the waters with things like that. But like I said, it's all going to come down to your audience, what ad you're running, and testing and finding out. So next week, we are going to talk about boosting posts, one of the easiest things to do as a paid advertisement on Facebook. So check in for that next time. Thank you for joining me. And of course, as always, let me know if you have any questions, comments at all. I'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time. Bye.